debt is money. Please understand me. In 1971, when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, money became debt. So the rich know how to use debt to get rich. And that's what I do. My friend Donald Trump, I know some of you hate the guy, more power to you, you know. But we use debt as money. And other guys will tell you get out of debt. Well, you choose. The rich use debt to get rich, and the poor middle class get wiped out because they're in debt. That's because of the lack of financial education. And I tell you, invest for the long term in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. The key word in there is invest for the long term.
Buy apartment houses. I only own apartment houses. I want somebody else to pay my mortgage for me. If I own my house, I'm the tenant.
Right.
I don't want to be my own tenant.
But in this environment where everything is crashing, is buying real estate now a good time?
Well, you got to be smart. And real estate is just as tough, but you got to be smarter. So that's why I always say your greatest asset is not this or this. Greatest asset is between this year and this year.
Right.
And the reason I come to these shows is because I'm always feeding this thing. I've learned more in one day about global.
If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Dad's lesson number 1, the rich don't work for money. Don't you touch that stuff.
You said when someone gives you a paycheck, something inside of a person just shuts off.
The people that are being screwed today are the poor middle class because they work for money. You know, the banker friends, they're not working for money.
They have money working for them.
Yeah.
If I want to buy a new Ferrari, I first buy an asset, and the asset pays for the Ferrari. I wanted a Rolls Royce. Why? Because I never had a Rolls Royce. I've had Bentleys. So I built an asset, and the asset then bought my Rolls Royce. So I don't have this guilty thing, is that I have financial education, and you can have the same thing too. You just have to stop listening to those school teachers who are poor. Lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I can't do it. It's easy to say that, and that's why they're poor. It's harder to go raise $1 million than to say I can't afford it.
Why would you save money when they're printing money?
Everybody's printing money now.
Why would you save money when they're printing money?
I know you don't save money. You're building businesses.
Why would you save money when they're printing money?
Because you didn't, I don't know.
Because that's what you've been told to do.
Of course.
So question that. You see, if you cannot think, I cannot help you. I questioned all that. Why would I save money when they print money? That's what happened in 1971 when President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. They can print as much as they like. Then they tell you, so that you go to school, you get a job, you become an employee, you pay taxes because you're working for money. Then they tell you to save money. Do you know why they tell you to save money?
I don't know.
Because the system of banking has nothing to do with communism or capitalism. It's the banks run the world. The rich run the world. They don't care if you're communist or capitalist. So when you save, so let's say you save $1 US or €1 or €1, the banking system can lend out 10. So the entire system is called the fractional reserve system. The fractional reserve system is also printing money. And then they tell you to save money. So they want you to save money so they can lend out your money 10 times. So your dollar became worthless 10 times over. And then they used to pay you 10% interest on your money. Now it's at best 1%. And they're still lending it out 10 times. So that's why you don't save money, is because your money is becoming worth less and less and less and less and less. The banks are getting richer and richer and richer. Then they tax you on that interest they pay you. That 1% interest, if they pay you that much. Japan is 0. And the Japanese are so stupid, they still save money.
We also have 0.
Yeah, and they still save money. How stupid is that? So that's what I question. So how come that happens? Now, if I borrow money, guess what? Do I pay taxes on debt?
I guess no.
Why is that? That's how money is created. Money is debt.
There's 3 types of income. They'll never teach you this in school. Number 1 type of income is earned income. That's earned income. It's when you work for money. It's earned. The second type of income is portfolio income. And portfolio income is from flipping houses, or you buy a stock for like $10, you sell it for $20. That's portfolio income. But the income that the rich work for is called passive income. Passive income is also known as cash flow. And that income is income that's flowing from here to here. It bypasses taxes. So I know it doesn't sound fair, and it isn't fair. I don't disagree with you. But what's not fair is our schools, which are part of the problem, will never explain that.
You gotta study, man. You've gotta study.
Okay.
I studied, you can ask my friends, I study constantly.
You study constantly?
Constantly.
Like every day?
I'm on YouTube every day, all day.
Okay.
I'm reading books, studying this.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a job.
Stop listening to those school teachers who are poor. You know, most school teachers, like my poor dad, very good people, but they're so terrified of making mistakes. They want a steady paycheck, and they want a guaranteed pension. I don't think you can get rich from that point of view. So let me tell you why school makes students poor. Let's say I have a master's in arts, Master of Arts degree, right?
Yeah.
Do I learn anything about income?
No.
What about Greek mythology?
Oh, there you go.
I
That's very
learned
important.
nothing about income. And we wonder why kids are leaving school. Yeah. Accounting is the most important subject for individuals because this is what your banker wants to see. Your banker wants to see your financial statement. If you have good financial statement, bankers will give you all the money you want. If you really want to be rich, take a class on real estate. And I said, why is that? He says, I didn't know at the time, but once you understand real estate, it's based on debt. And he says, you will learn how to use debt as money, because that's what happened in 71. The US dollar became debt. So once you learn how to use debt as money, you can never say, I can't afford it. You see, because the banks will give you, so the banks, after the crash of 2008, the banks gave me $300 million tax-free to buy real estate that the idiots had lost. It's fake education. It's fake teachers. It's been going on for hundreds of years. When the rich took over, there was Rockefellers, Carnegie, Mellon, and they said, we don't need more entrepreneurs. We need more employees. So the purpose of American education is to create soldiers and employees, people who just do as they're told, but know nothing about money. I would say the number one reason to be an entrepreneur is not about money. The number one reason to be an entrepreneur is personal development. And if you're not developing personally, you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. Let me put it to you in dollar and cents. You know, there's a lot of people who can't make $1,000. And the reason they can't make $1,000 is because mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, they're not capable of making $1,000, whatever the case is. So Kim and I today are in the multi-millions of dollars in making money. But we wouldn't have gotten there because one time we were having trouble at $1,000. So every time we had a problem, we had to get bigger than the problem. For many people out there with $1,000 problem, they're not going to solve the problem until they personally develop themselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically to be bigger than $1,000 problem. If you understand history, the reason I pay no taxes is because I borrow money. I'm a debtor. And check this out. I mean, all you communists out there, check this stuff out. I am a billionaire in debt. You know why? Because I get tax breaks for borrowing money. And the reason I am so rich is because I'm in debt. And my friend Dave Ramsey says, live debt free. Well, you're an idiot. I mean, he's my friend, but I say, Dave, I like debt. He says, I know, but most people can't handle debt. I said, I agree. But that's why there's no financial education in schools, because if you knew how to handle debt, you wouldn't save that crappy dollar you have in your hand. I'd rather borrow the money tax free.